โอเคค่ะสวัสดีค่ะ สวัสดีค่ะ Welcome everyone to TNIU FIKA episode 4. Today we have an exciting session lined up for you all. We'll be speaking in English to include our international audience here as well. And whether you are interested in the circular economy, innovation for sustainable construction, or looking for inspiration from young generation, you're in the right place. Today, TNIU is so honored to have a very special guest who will share his experiences with us. Please welcoming San, Mr. ธมนยศ พงษ์เพตรารัตน์ค่ะ สวัสดีค่ะน้องแซน
Hello, it's nice to be here.
San, you are the youngest guest speaker we have ever had on our channel. You're a high school student, 17 years old, and active volunteer for social and environmental issue, a researcher and a talent innovator and entrepreneur. He is also a founder of WoodWeave Carbon Free Board, which we will dive into about the innovation today. Thank you for joining us today. All right, San, I think it's time for you now. We are eager to know more about you, and please tell us about yourself.
Hi, so thank you for the amazing introduction. I'm really happy to be here today and talk about my experience with just volunteering and my experience with WoodWeave. So to start, like you said, right now I'm currently in 11th grade. I'm still studying in school. I just had school just now, and yeah, I've been living here my whole life. So Thailand, very important to me. So I guess to start off, WoodWeave, or the Carbon Free Board, is an eco-friendly panel. So it's very special to me because it's made of 100% like recycled materials. It's all used and collected products to make the board here, and it's made up of 3 main ingredients or components: the longanberry tree wood, plastic, like HDPE plastic, and fish nets. Those are the three main components of the board.
All right. Before we're gonna dive into Sam's inspiring stories, we have some exciting news for those of you who are joining us TNIU live today. Please stay tuned until the end. We'll have some fun quizzes, and you might be the lucky one who will win a souvenir from Sand. All right. Okay. So yes, we are so impressed seeing your innovation combining from forest to ocean and trying to find the better solutions for the greener construction. And I'm curious why you are interested in working with wood from the beginning. Any story behind or role models?
Well, I mean, with wood, I think the inspiration really just came from my dad and my grandfather. So my grandfather and then my dad have been in the wood industry for I think 60 years now. So just growing up, I've just been surrounded, with this environment my entire life. Everything with wood, just so it has really inspired me, and it's something very near and dear to my heart. Something that like I connect to a lot. So I guess that's the main inspiration for me wanting to work with wood and with eco-friendly products. So just my granddad and my dad. So
yeah. In Thai we have like ลูกไม้หล่นไม้ไกลต้น like in English could be the apple doesn't fall far away from the trees, and what you created today as well, San, it could also influence to our next generation as well, your kids, your grandchildren. So there are a lot of possibilities to create stuff from wood, but why did you decide to create WoodWeave?
Well, I would say originally, I think maybe around 3 years ago, I went up to the Elephant Nature Park up in Chiang Mai. So that was, I think, one of my first experiences with volunteerism and just working with animals and seeing the environment up there. So I think that was definitely like one of my best experiences to date. And while I was there, I got to learn a lot about the environment, and I got to meet with one of my dad's professors back when he was also a student. So there I learned a lot about the farming, the agriculture up in Chiang Mai, which involves a lot of like longanberry tree. So I guess that's the original inspiration for the wood and using the longanberry tree. So seeing how much the farmers produce every year and see how much they burn. So in Chiang Mai, I think after 2 years, they start collecting longanberry from the longanberry tree, and then I think roughly after 12-ish years, they begin to basically cut down the trees and burn, because the trees aren't really outputting the same amount of fruit, and they replant and they cut down. So the issue is when they cut down the longanberry tree, there isn't much use for the leftover wood. So it's either bigger chunks or small branches, and they have to just burn the wood, which is really horrible for the environment. So yeah.
So first with the longanberry trees, and then you develop from there. But then how did you end up combining so many different things from many parts of Thailand?
So that's, I guess, the Chiang Mai, that's where the longanberry tree and that kind of aspect of what we've originally originated. But next is the fish net portion. So I think it was back in 8th grade when my mom had me get my diving license, and I went on my first diving trip. It was the beginning of 8th grade, right before I went to school. So I think that was one of my favorite experiences. I think by far that first dive has to be one of my favorite dives I've ever done. So I mean, I think since like younger, since I was at least 5 or 6, my mom has always had me have swimming lessons. So I've always been in the pool. I've always enjoyed that. But I think diving is something different. I feel like something very special, because you're not just seeing it from above, you're actually really experiencing the ocean. You're actually like in nature, in the ocean. So I think that's something very special. So that first experience like really connected me with just all of it. So that first dive, right, I think it was really beautiful. But I think maybe a year-ish later, I went on another dive in a different part of Thailand. And I think that was like by far like my worst dive. The ocean current was really strong. There was very low visibility and there was a lot of trash around. So I think I think that was like 5 dives later, that dive really changed my view on the environment and diving in Thailand. Because I think in Thailand we're known as like one of the best dive sites or this is the dive in the world. So seeing that like drastic change happen or seeing like the difference, it really just shocked me. So I guess that is where my interest in this portion came. So I think during those 2 dives, I saw a lot of fishnet trash, a lot of fishnet, not just on the surface but also underneath with the coral and the fish entangled. So this is where I learned a lot more about like the trash in the ocean. So fishnet trash is actually like a pretty large portion of the plastic waste in the ocean, and because of its like material, it's very hard to biodegrade, especially in the ocean. So it's gonna be stuck there for a long time. So I feel like that's one aspect or one like piece of trash in the ocean that we don't really consider thinking about. When we think of trash in the ocean, we imagine what like plastic bags, plastic bottles, straws. But I feel like a lot of us don't actually think about the fishing line and fishing nets that are left in the ocean. So that's where that came from.
Yeah, because like aqua food as well, and also sustainable fisheries, we don't know how it's going right now. But so here is a glimpse, a photo of the waste, because you combine the waste from the north and the south of Thailand, from forest to ocean, and mitigating the climate changes, the challenges of air pollution and ocean plastic waste. That's the impact, and we would love to go to the next session that we want to dive into your WoodWeave innovation, how like you make this magic combination happens. So could you elaborate more on that?
Well, I think it was really like I was really lucky to have these 3 ingredients, because it was really the perfect combination to make this product. And if you look on the market, there are other wood composite boards out there, but I feel like what makes WoodWeave very special is it's all recycled materials. The fish nets all collected, the wood all collected from the south of Thailand, and the plastic, the AC plastic, is all collected too. So I feel like that's a very strong point. Very like that makes us unique from other products, is that we're all eco-friendly, we're all unique, and we're all recycled. The other is I think we are the first kind of like group to utilize fish nets in this capacity. So yeah, what we try and do is try and get the pros, like the strong suits of each of the components we use, and try to utilize all of them well. So I think we've done that pretty well with this.
But since it's very new and you are the first who used the fishnet, is there any challenges in the process of when you tested the product, and how did you process? Do you work with anyone who is like a professional in this, or how did you get through these challenges?
So I think this was like maybe roughly a year ago. I had the idea of maybe using the fishnet and using the longanberry, but so I went and talked to Ajahn Songkot at Kasetsat University. So that was where I started, looking into like more of this research, looking into more of like wood panels, and this is where we came up with using, the plastic, the wood, and the fish nets. So that is when I started doing research and I started doing tests. So I mean here, so with the wood, we had to test, how much percent of each material we should use. Is it 10% wood or 90% wood and 10% plastic? So I think it was a very big challenge. It's just finding the right ratio of each material. So how much we should use of each wood to still have strength and still have some pliability, make the board eco-friendly. So that was a very big challenge. But I think one thing I'm very happy about for the wood or the product is that we don't use any glue or industrial glue in the process of making wood. So look at other boards like particle board or like HMR, those other like construction type or like furniture boards used. They require a lot of energy and a lot of glue used when making the wood. But we decided on using the HD plastic because there is a lot of it in Thailand. So you can see, milk jugs is very common in Thailand households. So I feel like it's a very easy material to find and recycle. So that's why we chose that. And it's special because we use a machine to basically press and heat the wood or the mixture together to create this panel, which gives it like a distinct look. But the plastic is special because when heated, it basically acts as the glue and as the binder, creating the panel itself. And also the plastic has a very low melting point, so it also doesn't use a lot of energy when creating. So that helps with low cost and also low, PM 2.5 up.
Yeah, but also you use so many kind of products, and like it feels like you have to collaborate with so many stakeholders or people help you with this. How did you work with gaining each ingredient, or do you work with any communities, or how do you could you elaborate more on this?
Right. So I think the main community that I'm working with right now is up in Chiang Mai. So I think we've been up there maybe 4 or 5 times already, and we visited the smaller longanberry tree farms up in Chiang Mai, and we just tried to collect the waste because they said they didn't. We talked to them and they said that they didn't use any of it, and they usually have burning seasons, and that's when the PM2.5 in Thailand would get a lot worse. So that's the main place we went up to try and get the
because
and for the
go ahead. Sorry.
And the plastic we just collected, and we just cut up ourselves. It's very small scale in terms of
open for collaboration for the plastic collectors or organizations who work on this issue. So if you are interested to join SAN, you are opening?
It sounds
open to collect waste more.
Definitely, we're looking to maybe try and upscale the production process with collecting the products. But I mean, compared to the multi-million-dollar companies, we're very small. We have 2 machines, actually 1 machine right now in the small lab in the university. So we're still very small scale. So
But how do you see it going in the future? Like how far you want WoodWeave to go?
Well, definitely because of its properties, it's very strong, very sturdy, and it's water resistant. It is termite resistant, and it's also more heat resistant too. So I think it definitely has a place in construction and definitely furniture, but also definitely in interior design. So I think 3 months ago and maybe 1 month ago, I was very lucky that people from Bangkok Design Week, they had chosen to feature our product in their exhibit. So I was very happy that we would get some coverage, and I was very happy that they recognized the WoodWeave material. So I think there was a really special experience where I got to speak with a lot of architects and a lot of interior design people, and they gave me a lot of feedback on how to improve and what they thought of the material. So on the upper left hand corner there, we see these hexagonal rectangle boxes. That is the bird boxes, or sorry, bird houses basically. So that was kind of the idea for a Bangkok Design Week, where they would try and make something that would match with nature and combine with nature. So they turned the WoodWeave panel into the birdhouses. So that was very cool.
So birdhouse is a prototype of the bigger version of house. It could be like a house for us as well in the future. Just imagine. But I'm curious about the strength of the components together. Like, is it stronger or breakable or how? Yeah.
Yeah, so I think for our test we did, I think a few months ago with Jansongkot in the university, we found that our boards are, I think, 1.5 times stronger than regular particle boards that you see around. So from construction, but like when compared to HMR, those really dense boards. Of course, we can't compare because we're using we're using recycling ingredients and we're using collecting ingredients, but we have a lot more like pliability in our boards. So our tests, we have I think 2.3 times more like pliability than the other HMR boards. So we're not as strong as them, but we are working there. So we're trying to test our different components and see how we can try and like match their strength. But comparing our small like lab in the university compared to those like multi-million dollars companies is kind of hard to compare. But I think we're doing pretty well right now.
Just little question. You said university lab. Is it like a lab where anyone could go in and work with, or is it like how did you get to work with this laboratory? Just curious.
Oh, so I think I emailed Ajahn, so the professor there, and we were talking about different ideas for what we could do, and I think that he suggested maybe talking about like boards. So then I thought of the idea of maybe using fish nets or using the longanberry tree wood. So after a few weeks of talking, we decided to go and maybe make a few prototypes and in the lab we had. So I think that was very cool. It's my first time actually being in like a real lab, so I think it was a very fun experience for me.
Like a maker space kind of thing. I don't know if there's some place like this in Bangkok for.
It's similar to like a kind of wood shop mixed with like a university lab, and the second floor would have like testing and have. So it's a very cool experience.
Which university? Sorry.
Gase, yeah.
เกษตรศาสตร์ okay. Interesting.
But
and
I think, for architect fair, I think a month ago, that was also very cool. I was also very happy, very thankful that they chose our product to be displayed and have a booth in the fair too. So that was very exciting for me, and I think it was there for a whole week. So I got to talk to a lot of people and just show the product and see the customer and like see like what they wanted versus what we had to offer. So I think we had a lot of interesting ideas and a lot of people found our product interesting. So yeah, I think that was very cool.
Any interesting feedback or insights from them like that?
So
sparks
a lot of people wanted to buy the board, but unfortunately we're not that big scale yet. We're just here to maybe display and just see people's like what their reaction, like what they think of the board. But I think two professors actually came up and asked about it, and they offered to help do some testing on the board. So that was very cool. So I think I'm very thankful to the Architect Fair for providing the space for us to show off the board.
Open for more opportunities, and actually you inspired us so much. Like just thinking back, I don't know, Pinun, what did you do like when you was like 17? But for me, I was like, you just opened the world of anything is possible here and showing us by doing. And also here on the right corner on the top, I saw that the Conrad challenge as well. I heard that you are one of the finalists that got into the final round, into the maybe can you share more about the innovation summit?
Right. So the Conrad challenge. I think a few weeks after I published or I submitted the research paper for the WoodWeave board, my dad showed me the Conrad challenge. So I think he said that looks pretty interesting. So I thought maybe WoodWeave might have a place in the Conrad challenge. So me and my two other friends submitted to do the Conrad challenge. So on we made it past the first 2 rounds until the finalist round, which is very exciting. All 3 of us, we weren't very sure if we were going to make it or not, but it was very, very shocking that they chose our product. So we're happy about that. And I think we were the only team in Thailand, or the only Thai team that was chosen to go to the summit. And I think it was only 5 out of 200 teams chosen in our area. So that was very exciting. Yeah.
And what is the category again that you got selected there?
The category, I believe it was environmental or innovation. Yeah.
Just to go back a little bit, like what is Conrad challenges for people who may be interested in this more, and it's open to every countries in the world?
Yeah, it's a challenge that's hosted every year, and teams basically, it's kind of an innovation and business challenge. So teams pitch their products. It could be like medical, it could be like space related, but for ours it was environmental. So teams basically pitch and show the feasibility of our product. But I think we definitely had an edge over other competitors. So we already had the physical product and we already have testing. So we have we already have a lot of information and a lot of backing behind our product already. So I think that was good.
Is it only for youth or for any age? So you compete with?
It's for high school students. Yeah, it's for the.
Yes.
Maybe
Okay.
It's definitely a fun challenge. Another one we applied to was the Diamond Challenge, but unfortunately we did not make past like I think to the last round. So yeah.
But at least like you already like, how to say, you already like make a move, and also as a young innovator, what challenges do you see like in the future your generation is gonna face, like maybe much more than the current today issue? So that's why like you all gather and want to make some move. And how do you believe that young people can contribute significantly to shaping their desirable future and the society? Can you just like share some insights?
Yeah, I think it's very important that like we are the ones who are making changes and making new ideas, because it's us, the young people that are going to be living on the earth for another maybe 40, I don't know, like 60, 70 years, maybe more. But yeah, but I think it's very important. But I think the hard part is definitely finding like new ideas. So for me, finding the inspiration for the longberry tree and the fishnets, it definitely came from like my passions and my hobbies. So from diving, from volunteerism. So I feel that for us to make more strides, and for us to like have more innovations, I feel like people have to look into their hobbies and see like, oh, maybe what part of their hobby can be used to help, and what part of them can be used to help.
Explore the world first, and to see like what opportunities can be tapped into, solve the challenge.
And so you said that you all also have like this very busy schedule with study and with working and many activities. Do you have any tips for young people who want to do or develop new ideas, and how do you manage your life or getting so many new ideas all the time?
I mean, managing, I'm not too sure because I still can barely manage my own schedule. But yeah, back to the Conrad challenge. I remember we were really excited to go, but unfortunately we couldn't go, to the US to the summit because of our schedules and because of school. So I think that was really sad. Trying to balance all my hobbies, like music, volunteerism, school, and everything else, working on projects. It's very hard to do, and I think I'm very lucky to have a lot of people help supporting me with everything. So I think I'm very thankful about that. But I think it's very important still to have a good balance, because I think I wouldn't have done as well in any of these areas if I didn't have like if I wasn't, trying as hard in school. So I feel like having the balance is very important for me. But I'm still trying to figure that out too. Having a good balance with everything.
And do you have any tips for maybe to share to I think people with the same age or having the same ideas, or not the same ideas, but like when they have ideas, how, because I think ideas is pop up, but sometimes to really implement it or going all the way like you did, it's a little bit, maybe youth, they don't feel confident to do so, or it's not the age yet, or like how do you see about this?
Well, I think, confidence in your product and in yourself is very important, because I remember when I was applying for the Comments Challenge, I had very low confidence. I did not think that we would, make it this far, but I'm very happy that we did. But in regards to ideas, I think just look into like what you do every day in life. I guess like your hobbies and just like your hobbies and your passions. I think that is like truly where you can innovate and where you can be yourself, because the fishness and the longer wood, they all aspects of this product all came from my passions and my hobbies. So I feel like if you dive into that part, that's where you'll be successful, and that's where you'll really enjoy doing the work you do. So
and we heard that you not only with the WoodWeave, but you have many other ideas in store, right? Like you have actually done other projects, and would you like to share some of that?
Yeah, I think this is the biggest one. So this one is a more recent one I did. So I partnered with Paradox to create Paradox Home. So here we have some trays, serving trays, and cutting boards. So this product is very, I think, maybe more special to me than WoodWeave, because it connects to like my mom a lot. So I think before the board was with my dad, but this one is more with my mom, because she enjoys cooking a lot, and I feel like her love of cooking has definitely passed on to me. So I think that's one of my favorite pastimes to do, favorite things to do every day, is just to maybe cook, for either just for me, or for my friends, or for my parents. I think it started last summer when I was in the US with my dad. So it was just the two of us alone. My mom wasn't there, so we had to figure out how to cook and how to take care of ourselves. That was a challenge, but we figured it out. I became the cook, and my dad was the one cleaning the dishes. So that was a new dynamic, and that gave me inspiration to make this new product. So basically, this all the wood here is also from longanberry tree, but it's a different part of the tree. So before, with WoodWeave, you use the small branches and cut them up, like file them down to create small little pellets for the eco board. But then for this cutting boards, we use larger chunk pieces that they were also going to burn. So this comes from a different part of the tree.
So from the longan tree as well, and also that color also from tea.
Yeah. So our first release, we initially used teak wood. So I think in teak plantations in Thailand, they initially they plant the trees in rows. But I think after 1 or 2 years, when the trees are starting to grow more, they have to do something called thinning, where they basically cut every other tree, so trees have space to grow more, and so they don't take each other's nutrients. So the trees that are cut down, those leftover trunks, that's where that's what we use to collect to create the cutting boards. So it's all from thinning plantation wood, basically.
And so it's go ahead.
Yeah, it was a very fun process, because I remember we were just me, my mom, and my dad were just on the ground of our house with a big piece of paper, and we were just drawing out different designs of what we needed, what we thought people would use. So it was very, very fun.
It's like a startup boot camp for wood.
Yeah.
I
got a lot of feedback from my mom, because she cooks, I think, almost every day. So I got a lot of feedback. Oh, if this was like ergonomic or not, if she liked the product or not, because I think she cooks every day, she would know what is good or not. So yeah.
And I saw that around you have kind of the line for what is the line and the design of this one?
Right. So for the cutting board, it was made, to be like a charcuterie board and also to cut steak. So I think, my favorite meal to make at home and for my friends, yesterday too, I made steak with my friends. So this cutting board was, made for that. So you see the lines there is basically just to collect, the steak juices when like you cut it so it doesn't overflow. So we're trying to add a lot of like small details in and just to put quality and show detail in the product.
So you really try to add the value to the wood that nobody would use at all. And do you see if any kind of other waste that we have now, other kind of fruits can be used to make this kitchenette, or what do you call the kitchen equipment? Yeah.
So I mean, we tried with teak wood, which is like the best wood in the world. I think it's like in teak wood, best wood in the world, and that worked with it too. It looked very beautiful with the oil finish on. And we tried a few batches with the longanberry tree wood, which also worked very well too. So I think we can definitely look into expanding to other other trees and other fruits. But right now, I feel like longanberry tree works very well because of the wood fibers, the way the wood is grown, and also the abundance of wood. I think that with these two products, the WoodWeave and the cutting boards, I feel like what I was trying to emphasize is basically creating value from products or from like waste that generally people don't see any value in. So I think the point is trying to just create value from waste, trying to make us use like recycled materials, not just virgin materials.
It's a very smart ideas, huh? And so I think you have a video as well, right? For this product, I think I could show a little bit for people to see how it's in
I
use.
think it's very good, but yeah. I think we need more onion.
Yeah. Okay. That's the video. Wow. I really enjoy seeing this, that you always like inspired by your loved ones and also by yourself, by your experience of what you go through, and you really act out of your passions and determination as well to make this works. So Paradox now it's sell in Thailand, right? But do you plan for like in the future you would like to collaborate or have an international collaboration in some point?
Definitely. So right now we are currently only in Paradox home stores in Thailand. So I think it's in the mall and in Paragon. But I definitely in the future I want to like expand this to other countries too, and just expand to other countries, expand the market for this. Yeah.
How do you see the what you call the potential of wood product from Thailand, since you are in the industry? How do you think in Thailand we are special, or the potential of Thai entrepreneurs in going abroad?
Yeah, I definitely think that we have a lot of potential with exploring wood. So what I've done here is very small scale, just the board and the cutting board. But I feel like exploring wood and other products in Thailand, there's definitely a lot of space and a lot of space and a lot of space for innovation in the future, definitely. So I definitely want to encourage others to look at like what could possibly be done with this product and with other similar wood products in Thailand, because I feel like there is definitely a lot of space for innovation.
And biodiversity, maybe, I think, in Thailand, right? Like we have unique wood and
very mangroves and a lot of stuff like very unique here.
Okay.
And, like I think in Southeast Asia, Pama and Thailand and like India has like some of the best teak wood in the world. So I think that's very cool.
But maybe the perception, right, Pear, about the wood.
Yeah, because like some people might have some mindsets of cutting wood is like not good, it's bad, but actually we need to drive the demand for the sustainable forestry, like responsible one, and wood actually gives good feeling. Right now, I'm
Yeah, I definitely agree. I feel like a lot of Thai people's like view on using wood is maybe kind of backwards. So a lot of people view that using wood is bad for the environment. Cutting down trees is bad for the environment. But when we don't use wood products, we turn to other alternatives like concrete, plastic that is far worse for the environment. Because with wood we can grow more, but with concrete and with plastic it's always there. And that's definitely a big issue and a big mindset thing we need to change in Thailand. Because after, I think this was a few years ago, after we banned the usage of wood, the demand for it went down significantly. And no one else, they see that, wood isn't a product that they can sell. So no one else is planting wood. So that's a big issue with Thailand right now. Hopefully we can, change.
Starting with WoodWeave, maybe turning into floors or the walls inside the furniture can also possible. I think if the participants, the audiences, if you have some questions right now for Sand, please welcome to comment. And also, as we mentioned earlier about the quiz, that the souvenir could be this one, kitchenware from Paradox. And maybe if there is any question right now, maybe you can ask the audience and to see if anyone can get it right and can get this one.
Yeah, so for the quiz, I guess it would be about WoodWeave. So what are the 3 main components of WoodWeave? That'd be the question.
So if anyone knows, you can put in the comment. Can I participate?
Otherwise, I also love to. But we can also go back through for a glimpse if anyone thought about this one. Okay. It's just for a hint.
เดี๋ยวนะ
มีไหมคะสำหรับผู้ชมนะคะภาษาไทยตอนนี้ถ้าเกิดว่ามีใครพอจะทราบไหมคะว่า WoodWeave นวัตกรรมที่เราได้พูดถึงกันนะคะจะมีส่วนประกอบทั้งหมด3ส่วนซึ่งจะเป็นอะไรบ้างนะคะสามารถที่จะตอบร่วมสนุกเข้ามาได้เพื่อที่จะลุ้นรับตัวถาดเขียงจากน้องแซนได้เลยโอเค
นี่นะคะตัว
นี้ค่ะโอเคไม่งั้น
น่าจะเป็นช่วงบ่ายถ้าใครได้คำตอบแล้วตอบมาในคอมเมนต์นี้เผื่อได้ดูย้อนหลังนะคะแล้วก็น้องแซนก็อยากจะส่งเขียงตัวนี้ไปให้ลองดูลองใช้กันโอ้ใช่เดี๋ยวพูดไทยเดี๋ยวพูดอังกฤษรู้สึกงงค่ะได้เดี๋ยวจะตั้ง account มาค่ะ Okay. Right. Okay. So today we have very interesting conversation here with Nong San, and we are very happy, and we look forward to have more youth to join in TNIU, because I think youth now, the potential is growing even more than our generation. I really feel that, because you are exposed to so many technologies and problems as well since then. So new solutions and innovations are pop up from your generation, and we wish to learn more from you, San, and also wish you the best for your future, to be a representative wherever you go, like of Thailand. We are very proud of you as well. Thank you, Nong San.
Thank you very much.
I want to thank
Any last
TNIU.
words?
Yeah, I want to thank TNIU for choosing to have me on. So I'm very happy. I'm very thankful for that, because what I've done, I feel like is not. I feel like very small in the in the large scale, but hopefully it might inspire others to do something similar and cause more change. So I'm very thankful that you guys brought me on here today.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, start small, start somewhere. Yeah, like I think it's a very nice inspiration we got from San. And if anyone interested in this kind of content, please follow San, or you want to know more about his work, you can contact this email, Thamonyot, okay, yes, and also TNIU as well. You can, and in the future, we look forward to see San somewhere, your products, maybe in the Nordic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think next month, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, there are many furniture and eco product fair in Stockholm, in Sweden, and many countries in Nordic. So I think if there are any Thai entrepreneurs who look forward to know more about this kind of events, you can also contact TNIU, and we hope to be able to provide you some informations. And today, thank you, audience, for following us to the end of the session here. We hope that in the future we would see you again, and thank you for today. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you ค่ะ
สวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีค่ะ